Welcome to The Middle Mix, a fun and unfiltered show for those of us in the middle of life. Hey, middies. Welcome back to another episode of The Middle Mix. Today, you guys, I have the one and only Nick Harrison, the professor, with me, part of the Gen X takeover, lover of comedy, music, grocery store jam sessions, and yacht rock, of course. Nick, welcome to The Middle Mix.
Britney, thank you so much for having me. I appreciate it. It is an honor to be on The Middle Mix with you. Folks don't know, we've known each other for a couple of years now, starting out in this social media journey. So to be able to jump on with you is a real treat. Thank you so much for having me.
We have known each other for a minute. So like if you're watching the video version, you can see I'm wearing Nick's shirt in honor of him being on the show. And I've had this. I might need a new one next time I see you. It's a little worn out, okay? Because I probably had this shirt. When did you start doing these shirts? Like 5 years ago?
Those shirts I think were about 3-4 years ago. I want to say around 22 or 23 is when we started doing the We Rock Together shirts, and the brand has expanded to yacht rock gear. You see I have the Gen X bro on now, so it's like the t-shirts and the brand has really grown a lot, but you were there on the ground floor. Like, you were one of the first ones to not only get one of the shirts, but to wear it on their social media. And I've always been greatly appreciative to you for that. And you worn it several times in your content, and I appreciate that, man. And we gonna get you a new shirt. We gonna get you hooked up.
We're gonna get a new shirt, yeah. But you know what? Yeah. I'm good. But this is, it's nice and worn. You know how like a shirt gets nice and like a little funky. Like, you just want a little funky. That's how this one is, which I kind of like it. It's a little funky.
Just a touch, It's like one of those old concert shirts you used to wear. Yeah, 100%,
absolutely, 100%. I'll get me a Gen X takeover shirt when I come to your show, and then we'll get it worn in like Well, like you said, we've known each other a long time through social media, and that's honestly my favorite thing about social media, setting aside the fact that we get to bring so many people joy, right, with entertaining them and have the connections, but like meeting each other and as creators, right? Because especially years back when you and I met, which I think was like 6 years ago or so, like it was still like, I don't know, you might feel like a weirdo sometimes getting on social media doing the silly things that we do, and it's cool to like know we're in this together,
Yeah, man. And I was having this conversation just this weekend with another fellow creator that it's about connection. And there are so many people that want to gatekeep, and I don't want to talk to you about this about this kind of social media, that kind of social media, or they don't want to connect with anybody. They're just straightforward, go ahead. This is a community. Like, social media, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, it's a community, and that's what it's supposed to be anyway. Not everybody treats it that way, but that's what it's supposed to be. So that's kind of how we came together in 2020 during the pandemic, and everybody was jumping on social media at that point because that was the only way we could connect with the world. And now it has turned into, for some of us, a career, a livelihood, large part of our brand or what we do or how we get our stuff out. So it's so cool to see how many people have grown from that little community that we had like 6 years ago when the world shut down.
Right. It really is. It's really, really special. I'm incredibly grateful for it. And I'm grateful for you being here today. Okay. Before we talk about anything else, I had to prioritize a yacht rock moment with you because here's the deal. People in, our age range, people that are like middle age right now, have especially, and people a little older than us, have like this deep love for yacht rock. And you have now made your own creations. You've done your own music with it. You're embracing it. What started you with really embracing that particular genre? Like, what was it about? Have you always liked that kind of music?
Well, I've always loved the what's called yacht rock. First of all, a lot of the yacht rock guys don't like it to be being called yacht rock, but that's what we have dubbed it because of this web series that came out years ago, where they like lampoon like Kenny Loggins and Hall & Oates and Toto and all these guys, and it became the term yacht rock was born. I've always liked it even before I knew that it was called that. with your, your logins in Messina, your Michael McDonald, your Doobie Brothers, your Toto Atlanta Rhythm section, so on and so forth. I've always been a fan of it. And as I got older, it just encompassed all of the things that I really loved about music. It's soft at times, it's hard at others. It's got the rock component, but it also has instrumentation with horns and saxophones and keyboards. The Wurlitzer is like big with the yacht rock crowd. So it's like all of these different elements of music that are combined in this one thing to where it still gives you that energy, but you can relax to it. Like that's why it's called yacht rock, because you can listen to it on the boat. You can be out on the beach and listen to Rosanna or Africa or any of these songs. Like I just came from doing a video to Rosanna that I'm gonna post today. And it's like
so good.
that.
It's so good.
It's so good. It's so good, and it sounds so great. And that's really where my love of it came from. Where I started to make the creations was I was doing a live on TikTok, which I used to do every day. I don't do it as much anymore because I don't have that kind of time. But there was a time where I was live every day. And when I would take requests and people would like send me music to listen to and be like, man, this is great. Listen to this. And somebody sent me a yacht rock version of Enter Sandman by Metallica. And I was like, wow, this is so good. So how do I do this? So I started to research how they did it and how I can make my creations. And now I have a bunch of yacht rock albums on Apple Music and Spotify. I have a bunch of soul albums on Apple Music and Spotify. I'm about to drop another music album with probably soul and yacht rock together of like cuts that I haven't released yet. So it's just it's something that I've loved for a long time, and I was so glad to be able to put my own spin on some of my favorite songs in the yacht rock soul area. So it's been a love for a long time, and now the love just continues to grow day after day.
It just grows. Everybody loves it. I'm looking at your Apple Music. I have it up on my phone here. Your page. Mm-hmm. I mean, you've got the artificial soul. There's the yachts giving. It's giving
yachts. Yachts giving. Yes. It's like so the yacht stuff like was all released in like the first album was called Yacht Boy Summer because everybody that was around the time that everybody was calling summer Hot Boy Summer, Hot Girl Summer. So like Yacht Boy Summer, it just makes sense. And then the next one was released in November, so I called it Yachts Giving. And then we did Yacht Boy Summer 2 Electric Boogaloo. And so it's all just fun. Like I'm a comedian, man. People will call me a musician. I'm not a musician. This is all computer generated. But I do sing from time to time. I have had the opportunity to sing some of these songs live, and we're working on doing that again and possibly touring with it at some point. So it's like I love music. I'm a music guy, and that's the way that it's been ever since I jumped on social media. And before social media, I even jumped on any of this stuff, I was still working in radio and listening to music all the time. And it's just a big musicophile. So it's like, this is something that I love, and I'm glad that I'm able to pour that love onto social media so other people can like join in with it and be like, wow, yes, I love it. So thankful. Thank you for that's exactly what I do. The grocery store stuff. I dance in the grocery store all the time. So thank you for posting that. So it's like I'm just sharing my love for music with everybody.
Right. I understand. You and I have that in common. We have a little bit of different taste in music, and we also have some overlap, which is always fun. But I do understand.
Oh yeah.
Okay, but I want to rewind. So, because you mentioned radio, I want to rewind a little bit. And anybody that doesn't know a little bit more about your background. So, you did work in radio for a long time, but also I also want to know your view on being a performer in general. Like, you always planned that or dreamt that since childhood? Like, how did all this kind of progress? And then you just exploded on social media in more recent years.
So, I was the kid in elementary school that was staring in the mirror trying to make my faces like my favorite actors or comedians or like studying comedy. I would record back when remember VCRs, kids? I would record like whole comedy sets and like comedy shows and go back and watch them like a million times to get the mannerisms down and the movements down. That was what I wanted to do. One of my earliest memories, when you're in kindergarten, of course you always say, I want to be a fireman, I want to be a police officer, all these things. As I got older, I was like, no, I want to do stand-up comedy. That's the dream. That's what I want to do. And I got booed off the stage at a high school pep rally for homecoming, doing a comedy set, and I stopped because I just got super discouraged. But I always wanted to be a performer. I went to college for theater and I acted professionally for a while doing stage shows. But the love of comedy and love of music and love of performing was always there. So when everything shut down, in between all that stuff, I did, radio, and I did like local performances and stuff like that. But I always wanted to jump into the entertainment realm. And then TikTok came around in 2020 because it was Musically first. And I was on Musically for a while and thought it absolutely sucked. So I got rid of it. And then I jumped on TikTok early in 2020 before the pandemic and deleted it after a day because I thought that I was going to get put on a watch list because there was nothing but teenage girls dancing. I was like, no, I can't be on here. Get me off this app. You ain't going to catch me. I know. So I ended up leaving TikTok and coming back after the pandemic started because one of my friends was like, you'd be great on it. I was like, no, I already deleted it. It's for kids. I don't want to do it. She's like, no. I think you'd be really good. So I jump on, and the first video I made was about Tiger King. I don't know if we remember that time in our lives where everybody was obsessed with Joe Exotic. And
yes, Carol Baskin, right?
And Carol, that's what my video was about, was Carol Baskin, because and I was defending Carol because I like, there's no way that Carol did what y'all trying to say she did. Carol didn't do it, and then we find out that she didn't do it. So I was right from the beginning. Ha ha. But the first video did pretty well, got a couple thousand views. So I was like, let me see how this works out. And I kept doing, and I saw the music content, I saw the comedy content, and I just dove in head first. And I was making, because I was at home and I didn't have it. I was a teacher. So I was at home, I didn't have anything to do. So I was making like 10, 12 videos a day in the beginning, just like cranking them out, like 15, 30-second, minute long stuff. Just keep going. And the numbers started climbing and the people started enjoying it. And, I got all these messages. Thank you for what you're doing. And, we're going through a tough time right now, so everybody can use a laugh. And they kept I've always said, if you keep liking it, I'll keep doing it. And they kept liking it. So I've kept doing it. And now we're at whatever number of followers that we are on all the social media stuff. And it's been a real ride. So I'm just very thankful for everybody who continues to ride with me.
That's amazing. I love it so much. As someone who also dreamt of being a performer since childhood, I just feel like, how freaking cool is it that we have this thing called social media where we literally built our own stages in a way, with the help of the platforms, of course. And that just literally didn't even exist when we were kids. So like the dream had to be more, what I always tell people, like my dream had to probably yours too, right? It had to be a little bit more so-called traditional because you couldn't think of, this didn't exist. You just had to be like, well, I'm just going to have to move to Hollywood. I'm going to have to audition and be broke and like wait some tables, or something like this. And now this came about as you and I were getting a little bit older. And I think it's like the most beautiful, magical thing ever.
Right. That's because you're a kid. Me, I was watching movies like Hollywood Shuffle, and I'm going to shout out to Robert Townsend, man. Like one of the funniest dudes ever. And I'm going to Get You, Sucker. Thank you to Keenen Ivory Wayans for paving the way. And I'm watching, like I wanted to be on In Living Color. Like that was the dream, was to be on In Living Color with Jim Carrey and Jamie Foxx and all these guys, all the Wayans, like be on there with it, and SNL, of course. That was the dream. And now we have somebody like Jane Wickline, who is on SNL in part because of the work that she did on TikTok and social media. And it's like, that's the dream. That's what you want to do. And to have the following that I have and to be able to do what I'm doing now with the Gen X Takeover Comedy Tour with Sherry and John and Kelly has just been fantastic. So I'm so thankful for these opportunities. I do not take them for granted. And I'm so but it's thank you to God and thank you to the people who have been following since day one. I'm just so thankful to all, like you. Thank you to all of you. I appreciate you.
Of course. I liked you from the get go. I was like, oh, to me though, and you probably hear this a lot. The reason why I was like, get the shirt, wear the shirt, stay in touch with this guy was just because you have such good vibes about you in general, and you also come off as real, like meaning you really do want to actually bring people joy. Like it's an authentic thing within you, and you can just tell. I can tell that about you. And so from the get go, I was like, my rule is kind of like, like I hold on to good people the best I can at whatever capacity I can. I'm not going to let you go. I like you enough. You're stuck with me. Sorry. Right. And so that's what I want to do with you. But, earlier you mentioned something about in the beginning, like all those videos every single day, like 10, 15 videos or whatever. What's the comparison to now? If you had to give it about an average of how often you're putting out content now?
The amount that I put it out daily has dropped drastically from that just because of time. Like, I just put a post up yesterday, I think, about the 72 hours prior from Thursday to Saturday of this past week, where Thursday night I had a show in Boise, Idaho, and hanging out with people after the show, then hopping on a plane early the next morning and coming home, spending time with my family, and then going to see my boys play at a festival that's like near my home, and then going from there the next day going to a comedy show that my buddy is having that's not too far from where I am, and earlier in that day going to a horse show with my daughter. Like I with everything that's going on in my life right now, with the comedy tour and the videos and all the commitments and things like that, I want to make sure that I stay committed to my faith and to my family as well, because I'm a man of faith. I believe in God, and I will spread that belief wherever I am. But also, I am very dedicated to my family. And because of the time constraints, like we're doing the Summer of 99 cruise with Creed this week, and I fly out on Thursday. So I wanted to make that, and I wanted to make sure to do this because we've been talking about doing this podcast for a while, and I waited so long to schedule that the link expired on me, and I had to message Britney and be like, "Hey, I need to schedule. Can you send me another link?" So, and I wanted to make sure to get this in before I left, and I got I need to spend time with my family. We just got a new dog over the weekend. We're going to get another puppy today. They're both rescues, so we got puppies running around the house. We have kids running around the house, and like it's all kind of stuff going on here. And plus, we have to get ready to go on this cruise. So my time constraints they loom large in my life, but I want to make sure to prioritize and make time for what's important. So I can put out like a video a day or 2 videos a day and still be fine with that, because I've gotten established to the point now where I don't have to put out, like, I can if I want to. There have been days where I put out like 6 videos in a day because I just got a wild hair in my butt to do it. And over the summer, I'm probably going to do it again. I probably do it a lot over the summer because I'll have the time. If we're in between shows and I have time to put out content, I'm going to do it. What I need to do, and what I've talked about doing, is like banking a bunch of stuff, because there have been times where I made like 10 videos in one night and just saved all of them because I had stuff to do that week, and just started putting out scheduling videos like 1 or 2 a day, just so I can have something posted on socials consistently, because I can't just film every day. I got stuff to do. I have family to take care of. That's why I did what I did this morning. I made a couple of videos this morning in the car right before because I messed up on my schedule and had it scheduled for one time, and it was actually an hour later. So I was like, well, while I'm waiting to get started, let me go and make some content real quick because we got stuff to do this week. So I get it in when I can. And it's like, and that's okay. I used to struggle with that, but I'm okay with doing that now because I understand that content can happen wherever you are. Yes. Like, I've made content in the middle of the street because I just had the vibe and the feeling to do it. And when you make time, you have to make time for what's important. And social media, as much as I love it, as much as it is a part of my brand, it's not important. This is what's important is your faith, your family, the people who are in your life, the people you can touch and see and be a part of. That is what's really important. Like this is
Mm-hmm.
all secondary to that. And I'm not
Right.
I'm not poo-pooing social media. I'm not saying get off of social media. Don't do any of this anymore because there is a place for it. But at the end of the day, you have to prioritize and make important what's really important in your life. And what's really important in life and should be important is the people in your life and the
Yeah.
faith that you choose.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right. And it also, honestly, in addition to helping you prioritize other things in your life, for me, also, it just helps efficiency wise in general and like a lower stress level if I batch
Mm-hmm.
content. I mean, like what you were saying, that's all I ever do. If I'm not gonna make one video, I'm gonna make six. I'm not gonna make one
Mm-hmm.
video, I'm gonna make 12, or whatever I
Mm-hmm.
can do, because it's just kind of it's like you said, it's just, you kind of have to figure out a
Right.
way to make it all work. So that's cool to hear, like how you're handling things now compared to, back then. You got to just kind of progress over time. I want to
Yeah.
ask you, about, uh, before we run out of time, I'll make sure I ask you about Gen X takeover, because this,
Please.
for me, I mean, for me personally, it's really inspiring to watch you guys. I've literally witnessed this whole like thing kind of from afar, of you guys
Mm-hmm.
building this and getting together and doing this all as creators, but also comedians and performers. But coming together the way that you guys have, like, was it just like one person being like, hey guys, come do this with me? How did it even come about?
Well, it's very interesting how the whole thing came to be. We have to go back to 2023. The real Slim Sherry and I, we connected on social media. I want to say around that time, and she did a cruise in 2023, just by herself, like she did her own thing. And then we met at the Cheer Choice Awards in 2024, and we were there. And it's funny because when I was there, I met the dancing ladies, and they were like, "Oh, our friend Brittany Crossan.
Oh
I
yeah.
think she knows you." And I
The
was like,
baby
"Oh
boomers.
man, yes, 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 the baby boomers. Those are my girls. Shout out to the baby boomers." So
Beth and
they,
Cheryl, they're the best. They're
Beth and
so
Cheryl, are
beautiful.
so
They're so
amazing.
beautiful, and they're such good
Yeah. Oh
dancers. Oh my
man, dude,
god.
they're great.
Oh
So they and
yeah.
they so and I met them, and that just made me think of you because I met them there, and they were like, "Oh, our friend Brittany Crossan knows you," and da da da. So, but yeah, I met Sherry at the 2024 Cheer Choice Awards, and we'd known each other on social for a while because we both did Gen X content, and we wanted to meet each other in person and finally did. And we shared meals and we had conversations. And she was like, I really want to do something. I was like, well, I'm down, man. What do you want to do? I'm up for whatever. And we both knew John and Kelly. So we reached out to them and were like, hey, we want to do something. And they were like, yeah, I'm all for it. So we planned on getting together and like sitting in our pajamas and eating bonbons and making content at Airbnb. And right before that, I got an offer to do a comedy show in California, in Arizona. And they were like, we'll give you 90 minutes to do whatever. And my wife was like, if you're, I was like, well, if I'm going to do a comedy show, then I'm going to do some stand up. And my wife was like, if you're going to do stand up, you need to learn how to do stand up. So we're going to sign you up for these classes and all these things. So I took some classes. Shout out to Chris True in New Orleans, fantastic comedian and real great teacher, really good teacher, excuse me. Um, and True helped me to get my act together, taught me some of the basics of like being on stage and doing stand up. And I did these shows, and as we're in the process of doing this, we're still planning whatever we're going to be doing together in Nashville, which was where we decided to get the Airbnb. So I was like, why don't we do some stand up? Let's do a comedy show. And they were like, we're not stand up comedians. I said, well, right now I'm technically not a stand up comedian either, but let's do it and see what's going to happen. So we landed on doing a comedy show, and we sold tickets to that first show in Nashville that sold out in like 24, 48 hours. And then the comedy club gets in touch with us and asks us if we need help selling tickets. We're like, we're already sold out. So they're like, hey, do you want to do another one? So we said, okay, sure. So we scheduled a matinee before the comedy show we had already scheduled, and then we did a after party at this adult playground in Nashville called Penn. Shout out to Penn's, and that was really how the that we called it the Gen X Takeover. That was our first show, and it went so well that we were like, well, why don't we do this again? So we did another one in Cleveland in that November, a couple months after that, and that one did incredibly well as well. So we were like, okay, well, let's do this more. So then we scheduled shows in Atlanta, New Orleans, and St. Louis. We did Vegas for the 2025 Sheer Choice Awards, and that went really well too. So then we ended up hooking up with a tour manager and a booking agent, and they were like, "Hey, we have these shows for you to do," and we just scheduled a whole bunch of stuff, and then it became a full-fledged tour, and now we're going all over the country. We did a cruise, our first cruise together last year that went so well, and I think tickets are going on sale publicly for the next cruise in the next couple of days or weeks. So be on the lookout for that for the Gen X Takeover Cruise. It's 2027 in March of next year, and we're looking for bigger and better things going forward, man. So it's crazy how it all came together. Where it was really just like somebody being like, "Hey, I want to do something," and the rest was being like,
Yeah.
"Yeah, we want to do something too. So let's do it."
Right.
So
Let's
it's
do
been
it.
really cool. It's been cool to see it just
But
grow from where it was.
yes, it is really cool. And I tell you, it really is inspiring to me personally. I talked to my friends about it. I'm like, look, my friend Nick has done this thing. You have to check this out because like this proves that because when you're creative people like we are performers and whatnot, like you end up knowing a lot of really talented people that just haven't
Yeah,
quite maybe gotten the platform they needed yet or haven't quite gotten the attention you deserve or whatever you want to call it, right? And I'm
right.
always just like looking for people to be inspired by to keep elevating myself as well. What I want to say though is like selling tickets to anything is not easy. So
No.
props to y'all because like I've had like smaller events that are like little conferences for social media people. It's hard.
Yeah,
It's
it's
hard, but
crazy,
y'all are just
man.
selling tickets.
Like marketing and promoting and all this, and because it really started as a truly grassroots thing where we were all just promoting it on our own socials. But when you have four creators that come together and together they have around anywhere between 15 to 18 million followers combined, and there is some crossover. That's what's been so great about what we're doing is that we all have like the Gen X part of our brand that we talk about and that we do content around, create content around, I should say. But we also have our own individual thing. Like, Sherry is just real talk and she has Wholesome Hippie, but she's also Gen X. John, the veterans love him, but he also has a lot of his content is extremely funny and very poignant, but he also has the Gen X moniker around him as well. Kelly, queen of the 90s, dance videos, trend videos, comedy, sketches. She's got so much going on for her, but she's also Gen X. Like we're Gen X, but we
Right.
still have all these other things about our brands. Like we're not that it's not we are Gen X and we are proud to be Gen X, but that's not all that we are. Like we all have
Right.
so much more that we offer, and we all have our own individual brands that we are a part of. So we have our own individual followings, but some of our following overlaps because there's so many people who come to our shows who are like, I only knew this person, but now I follow all of you because of this. And I love what you do as well. So I'm so glad that I was able to connect with you through them because that's what it's all about. It all comes back to connection. Like this is
Yep.
a way for us to bring people together through humor and healing. And it's just because with the way that some of us grew up, we need a whole lot of healing. So to be
We need it.
able to go to a show where you see people who have had similar experiences to you talk about those experiences, you don't feel alone. And it brings
Yes.
you closer together with like we to do this cruise and to be able to see people who go on this cruise who came on the cruise alone but left with a bunch of new friends. And that's been the best part of this whole thing, is that we've been able to bring people together through the power of laughter and connection and healing. So it's just been amazing to be a part of.
It really is. It really is amazing. It's cool to see that too. Like to be like a facilitator of yes, you're bringing your talents and your skills to the table, but also you're providing a space for these people to get together, which is I totally get it. It's very cool. Well, I really admire what you guys are doing, and I use it as inspiration to push me forward to my next level. So just so all you guys know, it's amazing what you're doing. Before I let you go though, okay, I have a couple of questions that I ask people that join me on the middle mix. I want to hear your version, your answers. Okay.
Okay.
That we need to know about you. Okay. First one is, what is something that you used to do in your 20s that you don't do anymore, or maybe you can't do anymore?
Sleep. I used to sleep in my 20s all the time. Like taking naps and sleeping all the time was like one of my favorite parts of like growing up in youth and being in my 20s and in college and all these things. But now, good Lord, like sweating in the middle of the night. Got a Charlie horse last night before I'm trying to get to sleep and get a cramp in my calf. It's like, oh God, I had to walk it out. So yeah, sleeping is something I really don't get to do anymore.
What is up with the cramping? I have like cramping toes, like all the time. And so I'm like you. I'm in bed. I'm like hitting my leg on the bed.
It's these joints and these muscles that are just like tensing up because you're using parts of your body that you've never used before to do things you never were able to do when you were younger, or like some stuff you did when you were young, you can't do it anymore because now everything's tensing up. Like you do a jumping jack and got to take a 10-minute rest. It's crazy.
I love that. Okay, that's a great one. Nobody has ever told me sleep. That's amazing. I love that. Okay, and finally, I gotta ask you, Nick, what is on your mixtape? So if you had to choose 3 or 4, either songs or artists, however you want to work it, what's your like big time go-tos you have to have on a mixtape?
Okay, I'm gonna tell you what. I have a playlist on Spotify called the Gen X House Party that I cultivated along with the Real Slim Sherry, and she's got some songs on there too. So I'm just gonna randomly go through. Matter of fact, I'm gonna randomly go through the Gen X House Party mixtape, put it on shuffle, and the first 3 songs that pop up are the ones I tell you that I gotta have. So, Freaks Come Out at Night by Houdini, which is a great one. If you don't know, the Freaks Come Out at Night, it's such a great song. So yeah, Freaks Come Out at Night by Houdini is one.
Out at night.
Tootsie Roll by the 69 Boys is another. Oh my gosh, yes.
I try to still do that dance,
Oh, I can't do it. My hips do lie, Shakira. I'm sorry, I can't do that anymore. And Wouldn't It Be Nice by the Beach Boys? What a Houdini, nice. 69 Boys and the Beach Boys. Bruh, you know what? No, we're going to dive deeper. Billy Idol, Moni Moni is another one. Flagpole Sitter by Harvey Danger. Give It To Me. Surrender by Cheap Trick. Yes, love it. Jeremy by Pearl Jam. Come on. Like, you can't ask a music guy for 3 songs on his mixtape when I can give you 3 million songs that I put on my mixtape. Nobody puts Baby in a corner. Don't box me in, Britney. Come on. You can't do that to me. Jesus.
My bad.
Don't middle me, middle mix.
You're right.
My gosh.
I'll put you in the middle. Okay. I gotta get access to that playlist.
Oh, it's public. If you go to my Spotify, you're on my Apple Music stuff. If you're on Spotify, look for the Professor Nick Harrison on Spotify. There is a playlist there called the Gen X House Party. You can listen to like there. I'm just gonna run through the songs that are on here real quick. Do You Believe in Love by Huey Lewis and the News, Uptown Girl by Billy Joel, Mr. Blue Sky by Electric Light Orchestra, Crazy Train by Ozzy Osbourne, We Built This City by Starship, Any Way You Want It by Journey, Jump by Van Halen, Paradise City by Guns N' Roses, Sweet Child of Mine, November Rain, Living on a Prayer by Bon Jovi, TNT by AC/DC, Hit Me With Your Best Shot by Pat Benatar, Barracuda by Heart, Schools Out by Alice Cooper, Pour Some Sugar on Me by Def Leppard. So many great songs on this playlist, and it is public. If you want to go listen to it, go check it out. Go check out the CDs, the CDs. Oh my God, the albums available to stream that are there.
At least the people listening to this show know what that is.
Like the CD, I got some vinyl sitting right here in front of me. I have a vinyl player right next to me, and I have this disco single here of like albums. What is this? This
I love it.
Oh my gosh, this is Melba Moore. Shout out to Melba Moore, man. She's just amazing. We can go on all day, but I know you don't have all that kind of time. I told you before we started recording, we're gonna need to do this again because it's just ridiculous. All the stuff that we're talking, and we barely scratched the surface, man.
We barely scratched the surface, and I think maybe we can do like a I did my first On the Streets episode recently, so like maybe when I see you, I'll come see you, and we'll do like a little moment in that wherever we are together. But
absolutely.
No, I'm with you on the music stuff. It's cool to be able to express that way. I love music like you do, and I my friends back whenever I was like 20, we would like be drinking all the Natural Light beer in the existence.
Oh God.
They call me DJ Magic Britney, and because I just was changing out the CDs, and I was like, y'all don't know good music, I do, and everybody loved it, and it's
correct.
Important. Music is important.
That's it. It's very important.
Well, so we'll put all the links and stuff, but what do we want people to do? We want people to go see the Gen X Takeover.
Right.
We want people to go see all your music.
So if you want tickets to Gen X Takeover, go to genxtakeover.com for tickets and information for all the shows we're doing. We'll be all over the country. We just had a crazy March. We were in Charlotte, Baltimore, Buffalo, Chicago, Indianapolis, Oklahoma City, Mesa, Arizona, Omaha, Nebraska. We just left Boise, Idaho a couple of days ago. We'll be in Nixa, Missouri, beginning of next month. San Antonio, Rancho Mirage, California. We'll be in Texas, where you are, in September. And there's just so many dates and opportunities to come out and see the shows. Go to genxtakeover.com for info on tickets to the comedy show. Cabins for the cruise are also available at genxtakeover.com. Those will become public again in the next couple of days and weeks. So be on the lookout for that. It'll be all over our socials, so you'll be able to see it when they come on sale.
Yeah.
If you like the music, go to Apple Music, Spotify, Amazon Music, wherever you get Deezer, Tidal, wherever you get your streaming music, for the Artificial Soul albums, for the Yacht Rock albums. They're all there. For the merch, if you go to my socials, Mr. Professor 318 on all social platforms, the link at the top will take you to the merch for the We Rock Together shirt, like what Britney has on, the Gen X Bro shirt, like I have on, the Yacht Rock stuff. We have hats, we have hoodies, we have all stickers, all kinds of merch and stuff that you guys can get to. Just go to my socials. It's genxtakeover.com for everything.
We'll do it. We'll do it all. And I'm going to come to a show, and I'm so excited, and I'm so thankful that you were on my show today. And this is so fun. I'm like, after all these years, here we are still
after together. All these years, still around. We still hanging in there, man. But thank you for having me. I've had just a blast.
Thriving.
Thank you so much for having me. I appreciate it.
Thank you so much, Nick. I appreciate it. Thank you so much for listening to the Middle Mix Middies. See you later.
The Middle Mix is a Fun Love Media production. funlovemedia.com.